What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have Tennessee State's round number 4, and on our left we have JW Kriewall. He's playing the deck we saw in round number 3, Dustin Zimmerman's, I don't know if it's Dustin's, it's their groups, I guess it's their groups deck. The Reshiram Giratina Hydreigon deck, Reshiram with the Turbo Blaze to attach a Fire Energy to one of your Dragon Pokemon, Giratina with the Chaos Well to make it where you can't play Special Energies or Tools, the Hydreigon with the Dragon Road to get Pokemon 2 less retreat costs, or Dragon Pokemon 2 less retreat costs if there's native card to play, the Hoopa, and the Flareon. We didn't see Dustin really get that crazy starts, so hopefully in this game we'll see JW actually set up, and we'll see what happens, but give me a second and we'll see the player on the right and see what they're playing. Alright, and on the right, we have Jason playing the Night March deck, but once again, it's a different Night March deck. So every Night March player that we have featured so far have played different lists. We saw Drew playing the Milotic, we saw Scott playing the straight Night Marcher, and Jason is playing the Gallade version with the Premonition and Sensitive Blade, so that way you can beat Jolteon EX. So because if Jolteon attacks a Night March deck and you don't have an attacker, you kind of just lose. So since the Blade can knock out Jolteon EXs, he plays the Maxis to get out the Glade, and everything else is pretty much similar. He can't really play that many. He does play 4 Shaman, which we haven't seen yet. I think everybody else has played 3 so far. He plays the AZ, which we saw Scott didn't play. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what happens with a Giratina or the Night March take it in round number 4. But hopefully you drew these deck lists, and let's see the game right now. Alright guys, here's Tennessee State's round number 4. On the left we have JW, like I said, playing his Reshiram Giratina Hydreigon deck. And on the right we have Jason playing his Night March, but he also has the Gallade in his deck. We see JW get the Fire Energy, Double Dragon, and the Fighting Fury on that Giratina, so he used the Reshiram's Turbo Blaze to attach that Fire Energy. And next turn, he can start using Chaos Well and basically make it where Jason can never play his DCs, okay? So we see a Trainer's Mail. Look at grab a Sycamore from Jason. Now, JW didn't play any supporter cards. He can either have a really bad hand or he's holding onto something. We see Jason play a Fear Belt, a Fighting Fury Belt, Dimension Valley, and Sycamore. Discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. And here we see Battle Compressor from Jason. Probably going to discard 3 Lampets, maybe 2 in a Techie supporter card, but it looks like he's eyeballing 3 Lampets. Let's see. Okay, he's going to take a Lampet back. Let's see what else he puts in there. A Xerosic. Now, the Xerosic is going to make the match interesting because Jason can discard JW's Double Dragon Energies. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Life Center and Puzzle Time. So that's 1 puzzle time down. We know that Jason doesn't play like Milotic or anything. So once the time puzzles are in the discard pile, they're in there pretty much forever. Unless he uses like 2 time puzzles to get back a time puzzle and a card, and then use another 2 time puzzles to get any 2 cards out of his discard pile. We see a DC attachment, Shaman, Ultra Ball, discarding Pumpkaboo, and a Hex Maniac. Probably grabbing another Shaman. Looks like he's eyeballing a Joltig. I imagine he wants to try to knock out this Reshiram and try to get the first KO. Alright, so we see Joltig coming down. Shaman drawn up to 6. And does he get a knockout or not? I think there's only like 20, 40, 60. Yeah, so only 70 damage coming down from that Night March currently. I think there's 3 to discard pile with the Fighting Free Belt will be 70. Yeah, so only 70 damage unless I did the math wrong. There's a Reshiram coming down. A Hydreigon to get those Reshiram's free retreat with Dragon Road. And a Giovanni Scheme to draw up to 5. Usually use that card to do 20 more extra damage, but it looks like, it does work sometimes to do draw the 5 cards. And since the Jason put down the Dimension Valley, that Reshiram does have free retreat. We see a Fire Energy going down to the Giratina EX, and we're going to see JW take a knockout on this Pumpkaboo. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Reshiram, and maybe a Fire Energy. It looks like a VS Seeker. Alright, let's see what he decides to get. A Shaman EX, okay. He's going to set up, draw some more cards. I wonder what he's digging for. Maybe a Parallel City to bump the Dimension Valley. We'll see. There's a Turbo Blaze onto the attachment to the Hydreigon. He probably Turbo Blaze to the Giratina and attached to the Hydreigon. We see Shaman drawn up to 6. And let's see what else does JW get. We'll see a Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. Grabbing a Super Scoop Up. Maybe let's pick up that damaged Reshiram, or maybe pick up the Shaman. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that Reshiram does have free retreat right now with the Hydreigon out in play. We'll see a free retreat because the Hydreigon. Yep, we'll see a knockout Chaos Well, knocking out the Pumpkaboo. And on to Jason's turn. We see a VS Seeker for that Xerosic, so he will discard that Double Dragon Energy. Alright, so now it's going to become a weird... can't attach Special Energy because of Chaos Well. And now it's going to be a weird rule. A weird weird situation, I guess. Can JW hit constant super scoop ups, or not super scoop up, double drag energies? We see a switch into the Reshiram, super scoop up tails, super scoop up heads, picking up the Shaman. We'll see a Turbo Blaze attached to the active. Shaman drawn up to 6. Does he find the double dragon energy? We see a Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. He doesn't play a full art PCO. What is going on? But we see the double dragon in JW's hand, and he can retreat, knock out the Shaman. Chaos will do 100 with the Fighting Rail 110. We see a Muscle Band going down to the Reshiram as well. Maybe not. Yep, onto the Reshiram. And we see a knockout. Now JW's up 3-6 on prize cards. On to Jason's turn. We see a Battle Compressor going to discard 3 cards out of his deck. Looks like a Lampet, Pumpkaboo, and maybe another Night Marcher, maybe a Techie supporter card. Maybe something he doesn't really need. But he needs to make sure he's getting a knockout. And there we see Joltik being discarded as well. Alrighty. And does Jason have another VS Seeker? And he does. VS Seeker for the Zerosic, discarding that double dragon energy once again. Making where JW needs another double dragon to actually take a knockout this turn. And will the lock continue or not? That's the question. Let's see, what does JW have? He does have a Max Lux. He has an Escape Rope. So we're going to see Escape Rope. Both players switch their active on their bench. It looks like JW is going to promote the Reshiram that is hurt. He does have the Max Lux, so he could thin his deck out some. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Lysander and a Hoopa. Maybe getting another Shaman. Maybe get a Pokemon out of the deck. Maybe he already has Shaman in his hand. It looks like he's going to not get anything off it. Okay. We're going to see Ultra Ball discarding a Lysander Max Elixir. Looks like he's going to get nothing as well. Maybe he does have the Shaman in his hand already, like I said. And he's going to set up draw 6. Yep, there's Shaman set up. Going to draw 6 cards. Does he find the double dragon or not? He hasn't played a supporter card either. There's a Trainer's Mail. Look at top 4. Going to grab the Max Elixir. Now, JW actually has to watch out decking out. His deck is fairly small, but he only has to take 2 more knockouts, a knockout on a Shaman and a knockout on a Night Marcher, and that'll win the game. And there's the Max Elixir, just trying to thin his deck out some, I imagine. If he found a Fire Energy, he could attach it to probably the Hydreigon or the Reshiram. Maybe a Shaman to give it free retreat if it gets Lysander up. We'll see a Turbo Blaze switch. And will we see what will happen now? What will JW do? Looks like a Sycamore discard his hand, drawing 7 new cards. Can he find a double dragon energy or not? That's the big question. And there's the double dragon coming down. It will take a knockout on this Joltik. We see a Trainer's Mail from JW. Looks like he's gonna mulligan it, not get anything. There must have not been a trainer card besides a Trainer's Mail in that top 4. And JW does have a Parallel City. He could play this to bump his Shamans down if he wants to. Or maybe discard the Reshiram and a Hydreigon. I don't know. Maybe he wants to save the Shamans, so that way he can super scoop them back into his hand, if he does have any more left. I'm not sure how many he's played. I think he's played 2 so far. There's a Parallel City, maybe coming down. Nope, never mind. Alright, so just retreat into the Giratina, and we'll see a Chaos Wall taking a knockout, going down to 2 prize cards. On to Jace's turn, we see another VS Seeker for the double dragon energy, taking another knockout. Wow. We see Shaman drawing 2 cards, okay. And once again, we're in a situation. Can JW find a double dragon energy? We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Teammates and a Professor Sycamore getting into the Joltik. So Jason does have an attacker for the following turn if JW does miss his double dragon energy. We see a Shaman drawn 4. Like how Jason holds his fingers up so we know how many he's drawing. Looks like he's helping us out. But there's 1 Night Marcher. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was too fast. Alright, we see a Battle Compressor. Going to discard some more Pokemon. Looks like it's discarded Judge, AZ, and just those 2. Ultra Ball, okay. Going to discard those 3. And let's see. We're most likely just going to see a pass from Jason. And on to Trainer's Mail. Hold on. Jason's turn is not done yet. Let's see. What will he get? Looks like he's grabbing a Sycamore. I mean, he really can't play it. Looks like he has like 5 cards left in the deck. We're going to grab a Puzzle Time. I think Jason's only played 1 of those, so he does have 3 left. Alright, so pass on to JW's turn. Does he have this Fire Energy or not? That's the big question. Can he get a Fire Energy? I mean, not Fire Energy, a Double Dragon Energy. He needs a Double Dragon Energy and a Lysander to win the game currently. He can Double Dragon, Lysander Shaman, and do a Chaos Wall for 110 damage. Does he have that or not? JW's eyeballing a Judge right now. We see a Skyfield come down, a Hydreigon, Flareon, and he could maybe attack with Flareon this turn If he can use Flareon's ability, move a Fire Energy to the Flareon, attach, and maybe Max Elixir, he could do 110 damage with the Flareon to knock out the Joltik. It will make Jason have a turn of attacking for sure, but if JW does have a Double Dragon left in his deck, he could just Sycamore, discard his deck, and draw into the Double Dragon Energy. But does he have any of these combos off or not? And I'm not sure. He has used a lot of resources already playing all those Sycamores to dig for those Double Dragon Energies. He's contemplating what does he do. He looks like he's eyeballing the Judge. Maybe he doesn't know. Do I play Judge? Do I try to risk it? Draw into the Double Dragon Energy. And if I do, does Jason have another VS Seeker for Xerosic in his deck? I think Jason's only played 3 so far, and JW's only played 3 Double Dragons. So I think there's a VS Seeker and a Double Dragon left for both opponents. So JW's in a weird spot right now. And we're going to see the movement to the Flareon. Alright. And let's see what JW decides to do. Going to look through discard pile one more time. Alright, let's see what will JW decide to do. He does have the Fire Energy in his hand, so he is going to attach. Does he have another Max Elixir? That is the big question. And it looks like we're going to see a treat into the Hydreigon, and he's going to give a turn to Jason to attack. Alright, let's see what JW decides to do. He's going to count his deck one more time. Maybe he's trying to contemplate, does he play Giovanni Scheme? Does he play something else? But we'll see a pass and own at Jason's turn. Now, Jason does have probably multiple DCEs. There's a puzzle time. And like I said, what he could do is use both puzzle times to get back a puzzle time and maybe a DCE. Maybe take a knockout. He already has one DCE in his hand though. Double puzzle time. If he has a way to knock out this Giratina, that's what he needs to do. If he can like Lysander, I don't know. I don't think he has enough Pokemon in discard pile though to even take a knockout. We see him grab a VS Seeker. No, Fighting Fear Belt. I think that's what it is. It's kind of, I'm sorry, but I apologize for the glare. I'm not sure why it's there. Not sure why the glare is there. Looks like double Fighting Freeba coming down for the puzzle of time. Huh, interesting. I would think he'd grab a VS Seeker. Maybe he did. Okay, no, he did grab VS Seeker, Fighting Freeba, and he is going to knock out this Flareon, take out JW's only attacker for the next turn. Alright, so that's a good play by Jason. We see Hydreigon come up, and let's see what does JW decide to do. He's going to count his deck one more time. Man, alright, so we saw Night March, you know, it wasn't doing so hot, but all of a sudden, the VS Seeker for Xerosic might just pull it off and make the Night March deck beat this Reshiram Giratina Hydreigon deck, which is designed to beat the Night March deck. Let's see what JW decides to do. He does have the Parallel City. He could bump his Pokemon down if he decides to do that. If he plays like a Judge, he could maybe draw more cards because he can't draw to the Parallel City because he just played it down for the turn. And let's see, JW is going to look at his discard pile one more time. He's just trying to contemplate what is the best strategy this turn. He's going to look at his discard pile, or do his prize cards, or through his deck to see how many's left, or how many cards left in his deck. And let's see, what will he decide to do? Alright. Let's see. Now, I think that's actually Jason's last VS Seeker. So, if JW can get a Double Dragon this turn, I think he'll just end up winning. But maybe Jason thought that, you know, hey, JW's Double Dragon might be prized. The last one might be prized, and so I'm going to take out this Flareon, and it's his only real attacker because everybody else really needs Fire Energies. We're going to see a VS Seeker for Judge, or not Fire Energies, they need, like, Double Dragon Energy. Sorry about that. We'll see a Judge, going to put both players at 4 cards, because the Reshiram needs, like, Lightning, the Giratina needs something else. So Double Dragons make or break it this game for sure. But let's see. Okay, we'll see a Judge from JW. Gonna look through his deck one more time, and what does he have the Double Dragon or not? That's the big question. Is the last Double Dragon prize? He's gonna look through Jason's discard pile one more time, and let's see what happens. What will he do? We're gonna see a pass on at Jason's turn. Can he somehow knock out this Hydreigon? And if he does, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be really good in position if he can knock out this Giratina. Now, I think I said Hydreigon, but if he knocks out this Giratina, he is going to be in really good shape. I don't think he can, though. I think he needs more Pokemon to discard pile, which is not possible, I don't think. Jason's going to look through JW's discard pile. They're just trying to make sure they make the correct moves. Alright, so let's see what happens. Who has what? We'll find out here in a second. Jason's looking through JW's discard pile, trying to figure out everything he has in there. Alright. Let's see. Maybe we can see a Night March. We see a DC in Jason's hand, so he could DC somebody if he wants to. Oh, maybe maybe not. Okay. Oh man, it's a lot of thinking going on here. What is the correct play? DC attachment to the Joltik. Yep, maybe. Yep. Okay, DC attachment to the Joltik. And you'll see a Night March. Looks like doing 6, 12, 30, 40, 50, like 180 or something. We see a Trainer's Mail for the VS Seeker, and he has a Double Dragon in his hand. Wow. So JW would have licensed up a Shaman, Double Dragon Energy, and taken a knockout on a Shaman to win the game. Talk about perfect cards. The last Double Dragon was not prized. He had the last, I think, I'm pretty sure that was the last VS Seeker as well. And everything just worked out that game for JW. I mean, does Rosic versus Double Dragon War Double Dragon Energy was really real. And I mean, that's a pretty good game. I mean, the only thing that would be a little bit better if JW whiffed the energies, if you want the Night March player to win, if you wanted the Reshiram Giratina player to win, well, you got what you wanted. Like, JW had everything. We saw JW take down the evil Night March deck round number 1, but it is the best 2 out of 3, and we'll see what happens. The loser does get decided they want to go first or second, and I imagine Jason wants to go first. He wants to get this really crazy turn 1, and then eventually just knock out JW's Pokemon as they soon come out to the field. Now, knocking out a Giratina is not going to be the easiest thing, especially with the Fighting Fury Belt. But here we go. 7 new cards. Let's see what happens. Alright, we see that Jason has nobody. And wow, JW Mulligan had like 4 or 5 fire energy. So I'm glad he mulligan. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's glad he mulligan because that hand was really bad. We'll see another shuffle from JW. Can he get a good starter? Can he somehow get a turn 1 Giratina? Being a turn with Giratina, that would be pretty amazing. Alright, so let's see. What do they have? JW does look like he has a basic Pokemon, and there we go. Alright, he has 2 basic Pokemon. Alright, and hopefully it's a Reshiram and a Giratina, and it's a Hydreigon and the Giratina, and Jason has a Shea-based start. Alright, so neither player has their optimal starters. Was he a DC attachment to the Shaman? Maybe. Maybe Jason is trying to decide, does he attach this to Sky Return later on? Does he just discard it? There's a DC and a Judge. Gonna put both players at 4 cards. Alright. And let's see, what does this Judge happen for these players? Okay. Maybe they'll both get bad hands. Maybe Jason will get a bad hand. JW will get a good hand. Maybe JW will get a bad hand. I mean, there's so many options that can happen with Judge. Both players gonna draw 4 cards. And we see a pass on to JW's turn. We see a Reshiram come down. And then we see just a pass and a Trainer's Bell to Jason. And he has an Ultra Ball to discard a Life Center and a Dimension Valley. Getting the Shaman, it looks like Jason is going to draw off the Judge first. We saw JW really not have anything, but we're going to see a Shaman come down. Going to draw up to 6 cards. Can he find a Night Marcher? There's an Ultra Ball, discarding a Lampent, and a Lysander. Maybe grabbing another Shaman if he doesn't have anything. Yep, Shaman, Battle Compressor, going to start discarding some Night Marchers. There's 2 Lampents. And does he have a 3rd Lampent? Or maybe a Sycamore or a Pumpkaboo? That's fine either way. I was going to say, if he doesn't have a supporter card in his discard pile, he could dump a Sycamore so that way he can VS Seeker for it. We're going to see a Shaman come down, draw up to 6 cards. Oh, wait for it. Oh, there it is, Shaman drawn up to 6, okay. Let's see what else. Joltik comes down, alright, so that means you don't really need Dimension Valley, which is great. I do like attacking with Joltik this game. We see a Sycamore discard his hand, drawn 7 new cards. He did discard, looks like 1 Night Marcher. We see a DC coming down, Fighting Fury Belt. And can Jason take a knockout on this Hydreigon this turn? We'll see a retreat from the Shaman, maybe? Or maybe a Sky Return. We'll see what he decides to do. He's going to Sky Return for 30, promote the new Shaman, and on to JW's turn. Does he have anything? Did he top deck out of this bad hand? And let's see what he decides to do. Looking through his hand to see what the possibilities are. He's going to look through Jason's discard pile to see what's all in there. Okay. So we see a Fighting Fury going to Hydreigon. We see a Pokemon Cylinder Healing 60, and just a pass. Wow. So JW does not really have anything. We see a Battle Person from Jason going to discard a Pumpkaboo. And a Glade. Okay. Alright. I mean, just attaching that Fighting Fury Belt means, hey, you're going to have to do 220 to this Hydreigon. I think it has 180, so it's 220 with the plus 40, which is 11 Night Marchers in the discard pile. Wow. We see a Fighting Fury Belt, DC on the Shaman. We see a Shaman drawn up to 6. Looks like it's just 2. Joltik coming down, AZ picking up that Shaman, and we'll see Joltik come up in the active spot. It will Night March, but it will not knock out this Hydreigon. There's really no way it's knocking out this turn. And they receive 6, 12... maybe 15. I can't tell. Super Scoop Up. Tails. Okay. And Ultra Ball. There we go. So he finally got something. Alright, so JW's finally going to get the Shaman. Going to set up and start drawing more cards. He could grab a Hoopa. And with Hoopa, he could get a Shaman and a Giratina. But looks like he's just going to go for the Shaman. No, he was going to go for a Shaman and a Hydreigon to give his Hydreigon's free retreat, because it does have a 3 retreat cost, and Dragon Road only negates 2, so it doesn't get rid of all the retreat costs. But we're gonna see Shaman gonna set up, draw 6 cards. Can JW get a crazy turn? Can he get some max elixirs off? We already see a Super Scoop Up not work, and there's another Super Scoop Up. Tails again. All right. You saw JW kind of get angry there. Ultra Ball discarding 2 Fire Energies. Oh, just maybe 1. You gotta remember that JW doesn't play Super Rod, so you really can't get back those Fire Energies. And here's another Shaman coming down. Gonna set up. Looks like he's gonna get 4 cards off of this, unless he has something from his hand to attach. There's a Skyfield coming down. Shaman drawing 5, I think. It looks like there's only 1 in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. There's a Super Scoop Up. Heads. Hey, there we go. Alright, pick up the Hydreigon, set up the Reshiram, put down the Hydreigon most likely. Max Elixir, can he find a Fire Energy or not? And, oh no, he whiffs on the Max Elixir. He did discard 2 Fire Energies already, so there's 6 left somewhere, either in the prize cards or in the deck. Alright, we see Hydreigon, Fighting Fury Belt, Fire Energy, Double Dragon, Giratina, Sycamore. Okie dokie. And there's a Max Elixir, and he does have a Fire Energy. If JW were to attach that Turbo Blaze to that Giratina and attach the Double Dragon Energy, he could take a knockout on Joltik and with the Giratina, but I think JW just, went for the safer play. Get the Giratina knockout on the Hydreigon. I mean, Jason still has a knockout this huge Hydreigon with so much HP. And we'll see retreat into the Hydreigon, and we'll see a knockout on that Joltik. It does 90, I think, with the Fighting Fury Ball. And on to Jason's turn, what can he do? Can he get a knockout on this Hydreigon? And if he does JW have a response with the Turbo Blaze and a Double Dragon attachment? Alright, let's see what happens. There's a Shaman coming up to the act spot. We might just see a Sky Return trying to soften up that Hydreigon. There's a DC Shaman setup. Okay. And let's see, will he go for a Sky Return? If he does go for a Sky Return, who will he send up? This is Xerosic discarding the Double Dragon Energy. And we'll see a Sky Return. Oh no, we're going to see a Retreat. And we're going to see a Night March. It's not taking the knockouts. I'm not sure how much that is. 6, 12. Looks like 160. I think it's 160. Oh man, that's not that powerful of a Night March. Like usually you're swinging for like 180 plus. But things are not going the correct way right now. But on JW's turn, what does he have? Let's see. Does he get a... If he gets a Giratina attack in this turn, he's going to be in a really good position. But we see a Double Dragon Energy going to the active. Ultra Ball discarding a Judge and a Lysander. And let's see what he decides to get out. Maybe something to thin his deck, and then maybe play the Parallel City. That could be something cool. We see a Flareon EX come down. Now, at any moment, he can use Flareon EX's ability, move a Fire Energy onto it, and maybe it's used later on attack with Blaze Ball. We see Pokemon Similarity heal 60 off the Hydreigon. On Jace's turn, we see a VS Seeker for another Xerosic, discarded the Double Dragon Energy, and a pass. Alright. So, a Reshiram comes down, and man, if JW had to use Flareon's ability, he could have moved Fire Energy to it, and in this turn, move another Fire Energy, and attach a Fire Energy to the Flareon, and he would have knocked out the Shaman, because he only used the ability once per turn. Maybe he just wanted to save the Fire Energy for the Giratina, or maybe he just want to try to attack with the Giratina for sure. But let's see what he decides to do. He's going to Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Can he get like a Switch, Fire, and a Double Dragon Energy to attack with Giratina this turn? Alright, we're going to see a use Flareon's ability, move that Fire Energy from the Hydreigon to the bench Flareon. And we see another Fire Energy with the Max Elixir. And does he have an energy attachment for the turn? He hasn't attached yet. He used Flareon's abilities. Max Elixir. Ultra Ball, discarding Giovanni Scheme, and a Reshiram. Let's see what he decides to get out. Looks like he's going to get the other Hydreigon to give his Hydreigon free retreat. Like I said, it does have a 3 retreat cost, so you need both Hydreigons out. We see a retreat into the Flareon, and we will see a knockout. Alright, so on to Jace's turn. Does he get a DC to knock out this Flareon? He needs to, because if he doesn't, JW could probably hit a Lysander, bring up a Shaman to take on a knockout. Let's see, there's an Ultra Ball discarding Target Whistle and a Sycamore, getting another Shaman. That's his 4th and final Shaman. I bet he's glad he didn't prize any of those Shabays. Gonna draw up to 6, and does he get the DC double puzzle time to get back his DC and a VS Seeker? He will take a knockout on this Flareon EX, going down to 4 prize cards. But all JW needs to get is a Light Center and an attack off with the Giratina, which might seem kind of hard. But we'll see if he can do it. We see a Trainer's Mail. Look at top 4 cards of Jason's deck, and what will he decide to get? Looks like he's getting Teammates. He could play Teammates right now to get any 2 cards out of his deck. He hasn't played a supporter card just yet. But we'll see a Night March. Maybe he has played a supporter card. But on JW's turn, he sends it to Reshiram. Does JW have a Fire Energy, Double Dragon Energy, Fighting Fury Belt, and or Muscle Band to knock out this, to knock out one of the statements with the Life Center? We see a Muscle Band or Fighting Fury Belt going down to the Hydreigon. Okay. We see a Sycamore discard his hand, drawing 7 new cards. And what does he have? Does he have a Double Dragon Energy and a Fire Energy attachment for the turn? I see a Fire Energy in his hand. We will see a Turbo Blaze. And there's a Double Dragon Energy. He will retreat and knock out this Joltik, going down to 1 prize card. And there's a Perilous City as well. JW's going to put his bench size down to 3 to discard all of his attackers. And we'll see what happens. JW has 1 prize card left. We see a VS Seeker for Xerosic. And on to JW's turn, there's a Muscle Band, Double Dragon Energy, and the Life Center as well to go with it. And we see the Reshiram Giratina Hydreigon deck take down the evil Night March deck. So there you go. You can beat Night March with, with the deck. And we saw JW do that pretty well here. It was kind of weird with the Xerosic War, but we saw JW pull it out. Congratulations to JW. I know a lot of people are probably cheering right now, saying, "Yay, go Reshiram Giratina Hydreigon." Alright, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty.